You are listening to a TechSide Network podcast, TechSide.net, casual conversation from technically passionate people.
This podcast contains harsh language and covers adult topics. You will be challenged by views with which you do not agree. We may not be politically correct, but we are correct about politics. Do you enjoy seeing animals being tortured? Do you revel in the life of a beast being snuffed out before your eyes? Does it give you a thrill to kill or maim a living creature? If you answered yes, then you can stop this podcast now. This is not for you. What I am about to say is not a justification of cruelty or sadism. I'm not advocating for the mistreatment of living beings. I find it abhorrent, and I would disassociate from anyone who performed such an act. So, that's what I'm not here to do. What am I here to do? I aim to explain why animals do not have rights. Animal rights is a common term. You've likely heard it hundreds, if not thousands of times. The term came to prominence in the 1970s. Unsurprisingly, the term human rights gained steam around 1975. This is no mere coincidence. Human rights, along with individual rights, is a redundancy, as there is no one else to have rights. These terms only become necessary because of the invention of the anti-concept, animal rights. What is an anti-concept, you ask? An anti-concept is an unnecessary and rationally unusable term designed to replace and obliterate some legitimate concept. The legitimate concept here is rights. By tacking animal in front of it, you will find that the word rights loses all meaning. It's time for everyone's favorite segment, definitions. What do I mean when I say animal? An animal is a living organism that feeds on organic matter, typically having specialized sense organs and a nervous system, and able to respond rapidly to stimuli. You can see that this is a wide definition, and that humans would be counted within it. But what is different about man? Man is the rational animal. Man differs from all other life forms in one specific and important way: the use of reason. We cannot live as other animals do. We cannot chase down a gazelle or take a bite from a bison or defend against a bear without first using our minds. Our defining method of survival is our use of reason. We use this reason to reshape the world so that we are more comfortable and safer. Untamed nature is dangerous. We build fences and homes. Nature is full of disease. We create antibiotics. Nature can be barren. We build irrigation canals. Nature is vast. We develop the automobile, the train, the airplane, the space shuttle. We produce these things because production is reason applied to the problem of survival. Man produces in order to live. Since man must use his reason to survive and thrive, it is right, therefore, to establish societal rules that allow man to exercise his reason. The use of force threatens, hampers, and destroys this ability. Therefore, we institute systems which remove force from human interaction. We establish a body of laws and elect enforcers of that law. We define rights. What is a right? A right is a moral principle defining and sanctioning a man's freedom of action in a social context, i.e., a right says, I can do this thing, and as long as I'm not infringing on anyone else's rights, no one can stop me. Now that we know what rights are and why we have them, the reason animals cannot have rights is clear. Rights are based in reason. Animals do not deal with nature or each other by use of reason, only by force. Man has rights on a desert island. Man had rights the moment we started thinking. Let's have a thought experiment. Imagine humans colonize Mars and do not bring any other animals. Do those Martians have rights? Of course, they are human, just like you. Now imagine all humans join them and abandon Earth. Do the animals left alone have rights? Do they have the right to life, or is it kill or be killed? Do they have the right to self-determination, or do they survive or perish according to their surroundings? Do they have the right to the pursuit of their own happiness, or will they live out their lives as long as their instincts will allow? They do not have rights. They will deal with each other in the only way they can, animalistically. So what should the law have to say about the treatment of animals? Nothing. Animals are property, like any other resource. Animals do not have rights. But don't conflate legality with morality. The Nazi gas chambers were legal. Slavery was legal. Homosexuals getting married was illegal in the United States until recently. Female genital mutilation is still not illegal in some places. Just because something is legal does not mean it has or deserves moral sanction. Is it moral to harm animals? No, because the basis of morality is rational self-interest. It adds nothing rationally positive to your life or anyone else's to cruelly inflict pain on a living creature solely for the purpose of inflicting that pain. If an animal is to be slaughtered to provide me with beef or bacon, I can see the rational argument that that death should come as quickly and painlessly as possible. Now you can see why the anti-concept, animal rights, is destructive. Rights are applicable only to rational beings, not beasts. The term rights stands on its own without a qualifier. When you prepend animal or anything else to the term, it quickly becomes meaningless. If you think that it is right to treat animals like people, you have no reason to complain when people are treated like animals. If you would like me to cover a specific topic, I can be reached on Twitter at @AmericanitisTech, that's the @ American, ITISTEK, or at americanitis@techside.net. Please subscribe to the show in Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts and take the time to leave us a review and comment. We have a Patreon page which enables you to support the podcast for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/techside. Show notes are available at techside.net/americanitis. We thank you all for listening. Later days.